people? This is William Jones making videos about leaving religion. The purpose of the videos is to get you to think. Turn your brains on and think. And use logic and use reason and realize that religion is fake. What's up, people? What is up? What is up? Woo, for this video, some breaking news happened. But before I get into that, you'll see it from the title anyway. But I went to the concert that I told everybody about, and it was on the bill was Rakim, KRS-One, Slick Rick, Big Daddy Kane, and Chubb Rock. And we get to the concert, and they say Rakim has COVID, so he won't be performing. So that was a blow that Rakim wouldn't be performing. But still, the others, they showed up and showed out. Chubb came out, did his thing, followed by Slick Rick. Big Daddy Kane turned it up, and KRS-One just went ham. Even though he's a vegetarian, you know what I mean? KRS-One turned up as always. He's the GOAT. I'm telling you, he's the GOAT. The concert was great. I enjoyed myself. Alright, I'm dropping this video. Still haven't dropped the other one yet. They'll probably come out back to back because, you know, the 4th of July just happened. Family came over and people, you celebrate 4th of July? I was off from work. Not what I'm celebrating. I'm off from work and I get to see my family. It ain't even about the holidays. Everybody's off, so it ain't no need in getting all deep about it. Just enjoy your family while you can. I cooked on the grill. I hadn't cooked on the grill so long. I smoked, I'm talking about everything else. I smoked some chicken for like 4 hours on the grill. And I don't even have a smoke grill. I'm gonna buy one though. That's on my list. I'm going to buy me a smoke grill. But I put all the charcoal and the wood on that side, and you know, the chicken over here and the chimney is over here, and smoked it, seasoned it, smoked it 4 hours, all that. It was delicious. I know that ain't what we're talking about, but I had to put that out there because it was good. It was really, really good. All right, now, let me get on with it. The breaking news was Dr. Creflo Dollar came out and said that his former teachings on tithing were not correct. Okay? They were not correct. Oh, and just for the sake of it, I'm going to put my Cash App up right here. You don't have to send that if you don't want to. It's on you. All right? But I'm going to put it there for those who felt like they want to do it, who emailed me and say they want to send something. So that's for them. Ironically, I'm talking about Creflo Dollar, right? And didn't say that right then, but that's what made me think about it. Anyway, so he comes out and says, throw away all his old tapes, which were really CDs, books, anything that he had on tithing, all right? And I guess he's finally caught up. Because myself personally, while I was still a Christian, I had come to the conclusion that tithing was not New Testament. There was nothing in the New Testament that was connecting, or nothing from the Old Testament that connected the tithing to the New Testament. You know, because to the fact that it said, you know, let every man give as he has purposed in his heart, you know, not grudgingly, not out of necessity. You know, for the Lord loves a cheerful giver. I might be a little rusty with it, but I know that's to the effect. That's basically what it says. But let every man give as he has purposed in his heart. Not out of necessity, pay your bills. Not grudgingly, mad because you're giving it. You know, because, you know, but the Lord loves a cheerful giver. That's basically the gist of what it says. I put on the screen. And when I saw that, I was like, so where is tithing? I mean, I don't see that, because if tithing was supposed to show a love, how is it a love if it's taken out of your money like taxes? When you get your paycheck, you don't cheerfully give your money to the government. They take it out. No matter how you feel, you looking like, what? They took, I worked all that overtime, they took this much. There's no cheerfulness to it. And you're not giving it, they're taking it. Before you get your cut, they took their cut. So there is no cheerful giving or You know, I guess we all give grudgingly to the government. We don't even give it; they take it. So it is what it is. But if there's going to be tithing, then it should be you get your money. I'm talking in modern times, and then you give the money. Okay, that would be you tithing. It's not coming out. You're giving it. You're handing it over. It is what it is. So let me get to it. I know some of Creflo's teachings on tithing because, I went to the church for 3.5 years myself. I passed we had a whole cap and gown ceremony where they give you some classes when you join the church, and you take the classes, and then they have like a career day. You want to join a certain ministry, you want to be in the choir, you want to be in the video ministry, everything at ministry, parking lot ministry, you want to do this, that, and that's when I joined the evangelistic ministry, where we go out knocking on doors and teaching, ask people if they want to receive Jesus or rededicate, what have you. So that's what I did at the church. And I will say, going to the church, moving to the state and going to the church and then going to work, I wasn't really familiar with Creflo, but there were a lot of things said about him. I will say this, there were a lot of things said about him and about the church that weren't true. And I know this because I was at the church. He changed his name to Creflo Dollar, but he's a junior. His father is Creflo, I think it's Creflo Augustus Dollar Sr., a retired police officer in the area. And he's a junior, so he couldn't change his name if he was a junior. And I recall when me and my ex-wife went out looking for cars, and we went to a certain dealership, and we talked with the guy, and he gave us his card and said whatever, and his last name was Dollar. And I said, Dollar? I said, you related to Creflo? He was like, yeah, that's my cousin. And I was like, okay, cool, in the same area. So their last name just happens to be Dollar, and he just hit the lottery and happened to be a mega church pastor who made a lot of money and talked about prosperity with the last name Dollar. That just happened, Also, they would say, oh yeah, they got ATMs in the lobby at the church. That wasn't true. We was at the church Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, every week. There were no, and when I was there were no ATMs anywhere. No ATMs. So that wasn't true. They say, when you watch a TV program, you got to be a millionaire to sit in the front. That wasn't true. You had to get there early and get the seats in the front. Now, being that we had children, 5 young children, we wasn't trying to come to first service. That's for the older people. We come to second service, and they got to clear out the second service because, you got to start fresh. Get everybody out of the out of the sanctuary. When everybody's out, the ushers are there. They like guards. They stand at the doors and they hold the doors until the people inside tell them, okay, y'all can let them in. And trust and believe, you got these older women were there. They decked out with their little hats on and the glittery stuff and the nice purse and the Bible and all that. But when they opened them doors, they was running a 4-4 in the 40 for them front seats. And it was like you trying to be cool, walking fast, they was running. Hear me talking. Seen it with these 2 eyes. They open them doors, the people are running to get those seats in the front. Now I never sat in the very front because I was just too cool to go into full sprint against an old lady, especially if I was going to lose. So I'm fast walking, they running. I'd seen it, running, and they take up the front seats. So that's what you see on TV. Now if they do reserve seats, maybe they reserve some of them for when they have guests, of course they have their wives there, or something to that effect. They're gonna save seats for them to sit down. And I don't know how security is now with all the shooting going on, but they had security back then, so you want to sit in the front, get there early, and race the old ladies to the front seats, and you can sit in the front. That's from what I've seen, so there were a few things about him that weren't true, which you could expect, and I will admit that I did learn a lot from him. He did teach me how to bounce around in the Bible. I was used to going to the church where they just, it's a one and done. Here's the one and done. Turn to Galatians chapter 3, verse 5 through 7. Read 5 through 7. Close the book. And that's the next hour, bring it home. That's all you're going to talk about. And take everybody to find that. Galatians. You know what I'm saying? I'm like 1st, 2nd Corinthians, Galatians, Ephesians, Philippians, Colossians. Y'all don't know the Bible. Come on. Galatians. Right after 2nd Corinthians. So it's like, you find it, read it, close the Bible. He preach a whole hour, you done. Well, Creflo would have you read here, turn to this, turn to 1 Corinthians this, all right. Turn to Exodus that. Okay, another 2 scriptures, all right. Turn to Psalms here, ooh, all right. Okay, and then go over here to 2 Timothy, okay. And I was like, why are you bouncing all over the place? Which I understand now, if you can Frankenstein, any type of doctrine if you bounce around from what different people said and use it the way you want to use it, which is what they do with the religion. They got the Frankenstein messages. Not one person didn't say this. You took pieces of what everybody said and you formed your own thing. And that's what they did. And that's exactly what they did with with tithing. It's exactly what they did with tithing. I'm telling you and I was at Creflo Church so long that he really recycles what he teaches. He teaches this stuff because remember, some people are gonna stay there. Some people come, go. So you got new people there all the time. He'll start back over teaching someone like he taught that already. He's not gonna teach it exactly the same, but it's basically the same thing. So he's gonna teach it again and go through these cycles. And I knew the cycles, and I bought his books. So I knew what he knew because I was reading his books. I bought other books and I was like, this is where Creflo got that from. He read this book. I found the books that he was reading to get his stuff. So at a certain point, I was kind of tapped out like, I have learned all I can learn from this man. Now I just be a member or trying to be trying to get a ministry spot, trying to be somebody in the church at this point. But I had learned all I could learn from him. We was at the same spot if I wasn't further than him, So we ended up leaving the church, what have you. But like they talk about Abraham when it comes to tithing. Now Abraham had his nephew Lot. For those of you not familiar with the story, Abraham's brother's son was named Lot. And when he left Chaldea, he left with Lot. And Abraham had a whole bunch of cattle and, with goats or whatever they had. And Lot had a lot as well. His name was Lot, L-O-T. He had a lot of cattle and things as well. And their workers were supposedly getting into beefs with each other. And it just wasn't enough food and water to feed both people's flocks. So they decided to part ways. And Abraham's like, where you want to go? You want to go here? You want to go there? And Lot said he would go down here, and that's where Sodom and Gomorrah was. So Lot went to Sodom and Gomorrah, to that region, and Abraham went somewhere else. Now, some king came and invaded the place and captured Lot and his family. So Abraham assembles his servants and whoever else he can get to go and save his nephew. Now, they defeat the king and his army. I mean, however it happens, I don't really know. They defeat the king and his armies, and they take all of the king's stuff. Okay? They take his booty. not like prison, but his stuff, all right? And Melchizedek was coming through. But he was called the priest of the Most High. He has no beginning, no end, without father, without mother. That's the legend of Melchizedek, this priest. And as he came through, Abraham gave Melchizedek 10% of the spoils that he took from the king. Now, mind you, Abraham did not give this king 10% of his stuff. He gave 10% of the stuff he took from the king that he defeated. So from there is where the preachers will say that Abraham started this thing with tithing with Melchizedek. But it was a one-time thing. He didn't give it off of his earnings. He gave it off of what he had gotten from the war. But yet they will tie this in to tithing and tell you this is one of the reasons why you need to tithe. I don't know what Creflo is going to teach next on tithing. I'm just telling you the things that he did teach and believe before. Another part was, let me explain this part. Coming out of Moses, from Moses, you know, everybody, I'm not saying everybody knows, let me not assume, but the Moses story when he goes in to free the children of Israel from Egypt after their 400 years of slavery, or 420, depending on which version you read, and they go through the desert and the whole Moses story, the plagues, going through the Red Sea, all of that. He had to train them to be warriors, and his successor was going to be Joshua. Okay, so he trains Joshua, and after Moses dies, Joshua becomes the new leader, and they are bloodthirsty, and they have to go kill everybody to get to the promised land, which is Canaan. I'm not going to get into that right now. I'm telling the story, which was Canaan. So the land of Canaan, so they had to defeat people, and they defeated people. And after they conquered everybody and got the promised land, there were 12 tribes of Israel. Well, really there was really 12 tribes of Israel, but not Benjamin. Joseph was broke up into two tribes, Ephraim and Manasseh, his two sons. From his two sons come two different tribes. That was really Joseph's tribe, Ephraim and Manasseh. I hope the names are right. And they divided up, but let's just keep it for the sake of the story. They kept it at 12 tribes. And they had to divide up the land between the 12 tribes. But they divided up the land for 11 tribes. 11 tribes got land, and the tribe of Levi received no land. The tribe of Levi was to be the priest unto God, and the way that they would be taken care of was that the other 11 tribes would give 10% of what they had to take care of the tribe of Levi. That's how that went. They gave up their 10% to take care of the tribe whose lot was to cater to the Lord. So that's why they gave their 10%. Okay? And only the tribe, you had to be of the line of Levi, the priestly tribe, in order to receive the tithe and the offering. Okay? And the tribe of Levi, that's what came down from Moses' brother Aaron. Aaron and his sons became the first priests in this order. Okay? Now, we can go down to the Malachi chapter 3 verse 8, where it talks about, will a man rob God? But yet you have robbed me. How have we robbed you? In tithes and offerings. And God was telling, if you read it, he was talking to the priests. Because who took the tithe and the offering? Not the people. The people couldn't receive the tithe or the offering. That's like if we gave money to the IRS, you're going to punish everybody. I'm not IRS. I don't receive that money. or the tax money. We don't receive the tax money. Talk to the people that receive the tax money. Who gets the money? And that's who God was talking to in Malachi, the priest. Y'all are the ones that receive the tithe and the offering, but yet y'all robbing me. You're not giving the best, you're not giving the best oxen of your flock. You're giving the sick ones. You're not giving me the best goats. You're giving me the goats you don't want. You're robbing me. The regular people were not sacrificing animals on the altar. The priests were responsible for that. So he was talking to the priests. Y'all are robbing me by giving me your scraps and not your best. You're living in the nice houses and my temple is run down. So he wasn't happy with that. That happened with Solomon. Solomon built his house. Oh, Solomon built his house up and the Lord was pissed. Oh, look at your house, but look at my temple. Wow, you got a nice house, but look at my temple. And I gave you what you got. So Solomon had to build it. That's when Solomon built the temple. That doesn't exist or never existed. Solomon's temple is a myth. They ain't found nothing from this temple ever. It's a myth, okay? Let me gather my thoughts. Let's go into the New Testament. What do we say? The woman the people were coming to give their money. Of course, the Pharisees and the Sadducees were there. The higher up people, and they gave their money. And then the woman came through and she gave the 2 mites. And at this point, Jesus calls the attention of his disciples like, look at it. Somebody look here, look here, look here. Somebody look at here, look at here. Says, look, she gave 2 mites. See, they gave out of their excess. She gave all that she had. Y'all hear that? They gave out of the excess. All she had was 2 mites, 2 coins. She gave all that she had. He like, y'all check that out. Because to him, he was saying, see, she gave from the heart. They gave, just like they were paying taxes, they gave what they had to give. But she gave all. She didn't give 10%, she gave 100%. But is that telling everybody we need to give 100%? No. It's just part of the whole story. Now, mind you, all of these things I'm talking about are not jammed together. This one's supposed, according to the storybook, the Bible, I'm not saying it's real, according to the storybook, Abraham happened here. The law of tithing happened with Moses, you know, and Solomon happened later. Malachi happened later. The woman giving her stuff later. And even after Jesus supposedly died, rose, and left, that's when he said, let every man, Paul said that, let every man give us his purpose in his heart. So now, people have Frankenstein this thing together to manipulate the people into giving their money. All right, through the real history, the temple, they call it the second temple, which was really the first temple, the temple that Herod the Great built, and they go and kiss the wall. Probably how COVID spread, who knows? Everybody go there and kiss the wall and bow to it. That was the temple that Herod the Great built. And in the storybook, Jesus says that he cried, said, oh, not one stone will be left atop of another one. But yet they kissed this whole wall. A whole wall. But he said not one stone will be left on top of another. And, oh my goodness, where am I going with this? Watch this. Oh, I lost my train of thought. Let me edit this. Because I had something good here. All right, so Jesus, the temple. Yeah, temple. Okay, watch this. Let's go back. The temple. In the temple, only the tribe of, oh, no. I know what I was going to say. The temple was destroyed supposedly in 70 CE. The temple was destroyed in 70 CE in the Jewish-Roman War, or if you want to call it the Roman-Jewish War, where Rome and the Jews got into it because they didn't want to worship Caesar, and what's his name? Titus Flavius starved the people out until they got in there, and that's when they stole the Old Testament and all of that, but they scattered the people of Israel. So the people of Israel scattered, and to be honest with you, it was never, ever a 12 tribes. That was all made up. But anyway, the people of Israel got scattered, because remember, they didn't come back together till what, 47, 48 CE in our time to form the nation of Israel they live in now. Now, those people got scattered. There was no tribe of Benjamin, you know, no tribe of Ephraim, no tribe of, all the tribes were gone. No tribe of Levi. There is no temple. There is no temple, but yet these preachers or pastors, clergy, are still receiving a tithe in a building that is not the temple. They'll holler all this, oh, well, no, we under grace. Well, if we're under grace in this part, which is just like Creflo said, I learned about the gospel of grace, you can't say we're under grace in this part and still go under the tithing, which was part of the law. If you had the law, then now you're going by grace. You can't manipulate the people who are supposed to be in grace by telling them, oh, you still got the tithe, as they said, under the law. To a people that was not you, to a tribe that no longer exists, to a temple that does not exist. You can't do it. Oh, well, you know, Jesus came in the order of Melchizedek, and so now everything is new, you know, so we don't have to follow. But no, but if you don't have to follow this, then why are you making the people follow that? So he don't have to be Levi no more? No, under the order of Melchizedek. Then they're no longer under this law that required them to give to the tribe of Levi. You're not taking care of them anymore. It's like putting fertilizer on a plant or in the area where a plant was and the plant's not there anymore. You're putting the fertilizer there for something that's not there. So stop doing it and move on. Because according to what Paul said, and you know they are all Pauline Christians because they follow Paul, not Jesus, he told you to give as you purpose in your heart, not out of necessity. So if you got to pay your rent, pay your rent. You got to pay your mortgage, pay your mortgage. You got to pay your power, pay your power. Now I heard a pastor I was under say that, oh no, I don't care if you got to pay your power bill and you ain't paid your tithe, you pay God first. And he gonna make sure your power bill get paid. That is a bold-faced lie. Because the way it's gonna get paid is you're gonna go kissing somebody's butt to borrow some money that you had in your hand and could have paid the bill, but you gave it because the pastor said what he said, and he made you feel guilty. Creflo says in his video that religion runs off of two things: fear and guilt. That's what the tithe is about. Fear and guilt. I'm glad he finally seeing it. Now on his level, I don't know if he'll ever come to this point, even though he's sitting on $27 million and he can manage that and still live good. But I don't know if he'll come to the full, fruition of it, because he's in a network. For instance, like he told a story how he started in college. He started his ministry in college, baptizing people in the bathtub in college. They had lines of people to get baptized in the bathtub. In fact, from his thing, I baptized my own children in the bathtub. Because they're my children. I baptized them in the bathtub in my apartment. All of them. So he started baptizing people. He started holding meetings, and I'm rusty with it now. I don't know if it was the cafeteria or somewhere he had on somewhere at college, on the college campus. He started hosting when he was teaching people, and people started coming. And then they got time went on. He got the church, small church, and if you go to the World Changers Church, there's a small church off to a small building off to the side. That's where the children go. That's the children's church. That was the church. Then they built the dome. That's what we called it. It was the dome. And I ain't gonna lie, my first time in the dome, you sitting there, you got, because you on the ground floor, and you got the balcony that wraps around, because everything is all round, and you're looking at all the purple with the carpet and the giant podium and the speakers all up, and you got the TV monitors, TV monitors up there, and you like, you're in New York, you just looking around. Wow, look at all of this. The place is majestic, no doubt, no doubt. But he started with the small church, then they got their money together and they built the dome. That's the dome that everybody knows today. And I do believe he started with good intentions, and not saying his intentions are even so much bad today, but this is in my opinion, when he wanted to hook up with the person he wanted to hook up with, who was Kenneth Copeland, that's when it all gonna change right there, because Kenneth Copeland is about that money. He's about that money. This man is super rich, has 3 jets, a whole airport on his property, and begging the people to buy him a 4th jet, when he got the money to buy it himself. He got the money to buy his own jet, but why? If I could sucker them into buying me one, right? This man, come on. This is the same man when we was going through COVID, telling people to give their money from their COVID check. People can't go to work, so they get the little $1,200, which I don't know what that's going to pay. I don't know what these rich people think $1,200 is going to do for us. I mean, for real, what is it going to do for us? Nothing. I ain't gonna lie to you, when I was working at Domino's, I worked during the whole pandemic at Domino's. Man, everybody and their mama started working at Domino's. We had teachers there. We had people that used to work for Delta that were there. I had one of my homeboys, he was a limo driver at the airport. He was there. We had people from all type of walks whose jobs got shut down, and everybody had on a Domino's hat and shirt, delivering pizza, because when they got that stimulus money, we was getting them tips. I worked non-stop through the whole pandemic. I watched the Golden Corral across the street shut down and never reopen. It's being turned into a chicken shack or something now. But I'm just telling you this, but the people get that $1,200, this man is telling them to tithe off of that money. He didn't care. Jesse Duplantis, same thing. Boy, the Lord telling him, oh, he need another jet. Why can't somebody speak where the people are? If the Holy Spirit is supposed to be in this person, and you need no man to teach you according to what the Bible said the Holy Spirit to teach you, so why all of a sudden y'all got to be there and you got to show up in a jet to poor people? To poor people. Well, you can't go to Quick Trip and fill that jet up. You can't get somebody from the bus company to drive that to fly that jet. You're not gonna fly it. Somebody has to be licensed to fly that. You got to pay them. Landing in these different airports, that's a lot of money for you to come there and give a message only to get money from the people. That's it. Stir their emotions up to get their money that they don't have. That's the bad part. To take their money that they really don't have. It's a whole con. It's a whole con going on here. A whole con. So of course Creflo is about to receive some backlash, just like, what's your boy name? Carlton Pierce. When Carlton Pierce did that whole acceptance thing, you know, Jesus died for everybody. Jesus said that Jesus died for the world. So he was saying that, you know, people are saved, and they cut him off. T.D. Jakes, all in the they stopped dealing with him. They cut him off. You don't even hear about Carlton Pearson like you did before. So now here goes Creflo, and he started with the tithing, and that's the jugular vein. That's the jugular vein for the gospel of prosperity. He hit the jugular by not attacking tithing, but just telling the truth about it according to the myth. That even according to the myth, tithing is not New Testament. You can't have something you require of a people who, to this day, don't even accept Jesus, right? But you want people whom it wasn't instructed to follow this law, because it's what y'all been teaching. I remember years ago on Facebook, I mentioned this whole thing about tithing, that it wasn't New Testament, and people went ham. They went, oh, you wrong. You are so wrong. Show it to me. Show me where I'm wrong. Show it to me. And they showed all the things I just told y'all, and all that little man, Rob God, all that. Things that are not even addressing you. They're going by what these people are telling them without looking into anything for themselves. Now, people who have been following Creflo, buying the CDs after the service, buying his books on it, now he's telling them to throw that stuff away. Throw it away. So that means the very thing you have been following and believing, he has just told you, it is crap. I was wrong. I was wrong. Now we have to sit back and make sure and see what he says is the right. What is the right now? What's the new thing he's going to teach on it now? Is he going to stick with this gospel of grace and tell people to give as they purpose in their hearts? But the ironic part to me is I remember a service where he came out and he spoke on tithing. And he basically said, you know, give, don't give, it's on you. I mean, it is like, basically it is what it is, whatever. And he gave the mic back, and the choir started singing. So I don't think this is something that's been new to him. I think it's something that's been bothering him. And maybe he just finally gave in to it and said, I'm just going to say what I got to say. I mean, come on, the man is what? I know he's probably in his 60s now. And the other ones, they about to be on their way. All the ones who are going to backlash him probably about to die anyway. So he maybe just saying what he want to say and going to be free. But he ain't going to get that money back. That $27 million he got, he ain't getting that money back. Him and Tithe still going to live off that money. Don't get that twisted. The money ain't going nowhere. So we'll see where this goes. I mean, I just had to make this video because I'm seeing everybody's talking about it. Someone sent me the videos. And I'm like, what? When did he say this? I tried to Google myself. Okay, he just said this. So now the internet's going to be ablaze with what Creflo Dollar said about the whole tithing issue. And now this is a battle for the Christians. Myself as a non-believer, it's not my battle. I can get my popcorn and watch them go toe to toe, and all the videos about to come out about who's going to call who a false prophet, and who's cursed to hell, and you know who the devil done influenced, and all that's about to happen. Trust and believe me, all that's about to happen. We about to see people cut people off, call names. They about to say, oh, the devil gonna be in full effect here. False doctrine, false prophets, false teachers. Oh, they about to get called out. People leaving the churches. He done hit the wasp nest with a bat. So it's about to go down. It's about to go down. So y'all sit back and watch, as I will be doing. And if you, let me know if you see something. I'm just watching. I'm sitting back watching. So I'm about to end this video right here. I said I'd upload the other video, which I ain't had time enough to do because of the whole holiday thing. And by the time y'all see this anyway, the other one should already be up. So I will holler at y'all on the next video. And again, the Cash App, I'll put it up on here. If you want to send something, you can. It's on you. And I just prepare to watch the aftermath. All right, y'all take care out there. Take care of yourselves. Be safe. People shooting like crazy on the roads. Don't deal with the road rage. Just take the L. Let them give you the middle finger. You ain't got to give it back. You ain't got to ride a bumper. You don't have to do crazy stuff because people are out here shooting. It's the shooting season, so don't do anything that someone would say that I felt threatened and start shooting. Think for yourself. Be safe out here. Be safe. Make it home. People don't matter in the long run. It happened, you honked your horn, whatever. Go on about your business. Make it home safe to your family. Live your life. Do your plans. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.